Hello, welcome to Actual Play Once More Into the Void. I hope you heard that very epic sci-fi soundtrack we had there. This is a one-shot game with all of these lovely people to celebrate the Once More Into the Void Kickstarter. You can find it at kickstarter.games. An amazing game created by Jamie right there. I'm Sean Nittner. I use he, him pronouns. I'm going to be playing the veteran tonight, Quartz, who has a grumpy, salty, pissy, waste away their life story to tell. And I'm very excited to do that and to check out Once More in the Void. First time I'll be playing it. And yeah, that's fantastic. As always, channel news. It's not news. We donate all of our proceeds to Black Lives Matter and the Trans Legal Defense Fund. So if you are pushing the buttons that give us money, the money buttons, like subscribing or sending cheer, that's where it'll go. And that's great. We just made a donation today. Very happy about that. So thank you all for contributing. How about you, Jason?
My name is Jason Pitre, he, him, behind Genesis of Legend Publishing. I'm one of the co-publishers for Once More Into the Void, which is currently on Kickstarter over at kickstarter.games. Yeah, that's super convenient. So I'm going to be playing Captain Soren, they, them, who made some mistakes. Mistakes were made. Clearly everything will work out. I can depend on my friends, right? Right? Okay.
I mean, who are you talking about?
Yeah.
Which
all
I'm
my
sure you
friends
can.
who still trust me, right? Yeah. And outside of this, I also design a couple games. You may know me from such games as Sig, City of Blades, After the War, and the upcoming Fate of the Galaxy.
Nice. How about you, Jen? What's going on?
Hello, I'm Jen Martin, she, her pronouns. I am so excited about this game. I will be playing Jaskara the Broken, which is just chef kiss. It's just perfect. She's just so salty, and I get to just marinate in it, and I'm very excited about it. What about you, Jamie?
Hi, so I'm Jamie. My pronouns are they, he. I made this very emotional game. I'm super excited to play it on stream, on Actual Play, with all of you. And I just want to say hi to Jen Vaughn in the chat. Hello. So all the J's in the house. But yeah, it's only Sean that does not start with a J, I realize.
There was a fiasco. There was a fiasco game that had Jen, Gian, Jay, and Jason for the Kickstarter, and I was producing it, and I had a lot of J and J. I was like, "Yeah, I'm just going to produce this game from the back because I don't have a J name." That was not the reason why I wasn't included, but it felt
hilarious. But yeah, so I'm so excited to play with everybody. Once More Into the Void is on Kickstarter. We fully funded in 8 hours, which is amazing. We've hit most of our stretch goals. We added a new one, which I'm really excited about. So you can check it out at kickstarter.games. Definitely, this is J-Town. I'm going to say that. So, but yeah, so Once More Into the Void is based on the Firebrand system, which means it's a game that focuses on roleplay and prompts and mini games. And I'm really excited to get into it. So before we got on today, we briefly discussed like the I want to say like the word I'm looking for, the catalyst event, right? That brought all of this into the fray. So let me read out loud the premise of the game. So the galaxy is in peril. We were once the heroes of this galaxy. We stood against a tide of darkness and prevailed again and again. We were comrades, we were family. But our family fell apart. Our shared past is full of shame, trespasses, and secrets. We parted ways, vowing to never see each other again. And now our greatest enemy has returned. Manipulating from the shadows, they grow stronger than ever. No one else believes the threat is real. Only the captain has a chance at defeating this enemy once and for all. The captain will have to bring the crew back together again, but will they go with them into the void once more? Can the crew trust the captain again, who left disappointment and heartbreak in their wake? So that's what we're going to play to find out. So we're playing a version of the game that's best for one-shots. I will say, we have a limited time if we don't get through... So the idea is usually we start with a recruitment vignette, then everyone chooses one game, and then we go once more into the void. It's very dramatic. The last game is also the title of the of the entire game.
Smart.
But yeah, so with that in mind, like considering the time and depending on how it goes, not everybody may be able to choose a game, and then we'll go straight into the final game. Is everyone cool with that?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So before we went on, we also went over our safety tools. So I'm just going to repeat it here for the sake of our audience. We have lines and veils in place. So we discussed what our lines and veils are beforehand. We'll refer to them in play. We also discussed who's okay with being in a romance, and if there's anything we need to keep in mind for that. We are also using script change, meaning we can pause to ask questions. And we can stop to take a break. We'll definitely take at least one break, but in case we need more, that's totally fine. And we also have fast forward. So let's get to the next scene, or let's not linger too long in this moment. And we also have rewind, which is really important. Let's say you realize you were not super okay with something that happened in the last scene or a few games ago. We can totally retcon any of that. So we can change anything we like. Is everyone okay with our safety tools in place? Okay, awesome. All right, I'm happy to have a good time with everybody. Okay, and so we also discussed beforehand. I also want to stress that the copy that you're going to see of the game, this is like the in-progress version. It's still a work in progress. There's a lot of very queer, fancy colors all throughout. So, but I'm really excited. It features beautiful cover art by Adrian Valdez, who they did an amazing job with the cover art, which is really good stuff. And some of our interior illustrations by Camille Chua. So I'm excited about that. Okay. And with that, I think some of the things I added for this version is a few choices to think about who the enemy is and what we're up against. So we talked about that before going on stream. So Sean, do you think, because you were our main note taker, do you think you could summarize what we have?
Yeah. So if I get this right, back when we were a crew, back before, the captain was ordered to destroy both ends of a warp gate, which would trap our enemy in their own sector, because they were going to send a fleet that would destroy us. And so it was sort of a do or die scenario. But on that capital ship, one of the crew, Jamie's character, in fact, had defected to us, and our captain knew that someone they cared about, a family member, was on that capital ship. So the captain waited a moment before blowing up the hypergate, and thus allowing the ship to enter into the hyperlane and survive. But the downside was, because the timing was off, instead of the hypergates just being cut off from each other, that hyperlane was untethered and is now whipping about and is preventing our enemy. It succeeded in preventing our enemy from entering hyperspace. But what we didn't know is that the one capital ship that made it through, who got into the hyperlane, gained some mastery over the lane, and now they can control the other ends or the other hyperlanes. We're not exactly sure, but they have this. They can essentially careen hyperlanes through known space and destroy all of us by ripping apart matter as we know it. And so they're getting back at us for what we did to them. And if they succeed, they will destroy FTL travel as we know it, as well as perhaps part of our civilization. And so we must stop them once again, even though their big gripe was the thing that we caused. Sorry, not sorry. You're going to destroy us all. I don't know. Got to do what you got to do.
100%. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sean. That was absolutely perfect.
Great.
And Yeah. I'll just quickly go over the object of the game, especially for people who are new to Firebrand games. So, the object of the game in this case, for Once More Into the Void, is to come together as a crew despite despite the painful past we share, or we may splinter and stand apart in the shattering. So, when we play the final mission Once More Into the Void, we'll use our tokens to prove our loyalty to each other. Will see us through. If we have not built up enough loyalty with each other, at least one of us may perish, run away, or disappear. We'll see how that goes. We're trying to earn as much loyalty as we can while role-playing characters who are real, vulnerable, and complicated. It's best to play this game with an open heart, to fall in love at the worst moment, to confess to what's better left unsaid, to do the messy and uncertain work of healing, to mistrust each other, to hold on to hope, to give in to despair. Remember that we all have a long history with one another that will be revealed as we play the game. And so I do want to check in because there's one game in particular where betrayal and death is very possible. So it's called I Never Did Trust You. Are we okay with keeping this game on the table, or would we prefer like it's not going to be a thing that can absolutely happen before the final game? How do we feel about it?
I'm cool with it being on the table.
Yeah, I don't have strong feelings about it either way.
Okay, awesome. So we'll just keep the tape. We'll keep
Jason,
the game.
you are muted, but you seemed enthusiastic.
I am pro betrayal.
Nice. All right, so play easy, play fair, and always let the other players make their own decisions for themselves. Try to get your characters into messy entanglements with the others, and communicate clearly as a player, even if your characters misunderstand each other. If we don't know which game to choose, we can look at the short descriptions and just go with what sounds fun. Only one shot to make it right. The training montage is always a good choice. And yeah, there are a few other things that you can refer to on, it's page 5 in the book, but like page 3 on the PDF in case we want to come to it. I think the most important one is the general rule, which is on the next page. You can always just read out what's written verbatim, fill in any blanks from your own imagination. You can ad-lib instead if you like. You should convey the thrust of what's written and try not to contradict what's written. But either way, you can always elaborate freely. Okay. And so with that in mind, I think we're ready to go once more into the void. Shall we start with the recruitment vignette? So this is like a shortened version of the recruitment montage that is on let me just
Quick question, Jimmy. Do we need to finish up our characters? Because our characters each have like one trait that's
That's right.
That's incomplete.
Yeah. Thank you. I totally got caught up in it.
No,
yeah, let's do that.
It makes sense.
Awesome. Yeah. So let's go in.
John just wants more qualities.
Which we should have. Okay,
good.
So we have our captain, our veteran, the reformed, and the broken. It's such a great combo. So let's go in character keep order. So let's start with the captain. So Jason, what can you tell us about the captain?
You're muted, Jason.
The captain was the golden child, famous for always getting the job done. And they chose poorly and have been spending the last 10 years teaching at the academy because the rest of the universe thinks that they're a hero. It's only the top brass who realized that Captain Soren violated a direct order and potentially doomed us all. So they had to give Soren a teaching job to pretend like they're honoring them, but really they're just benching Soren. Soren is charismatic and stubborn. And something else. Wearing an old uniform made new again and wielding a soothing tone.
Nice. And we will give Soren one more trait from this list of qualities, and the person on your left to choose your third. So, Jamie, do you want to say left is next in character group order or previous in character group order? What's a good version of
Ooh.
left in this iteration?
I feel like right is next and left is previous, right? Does that make sense?
I think so. So that
Okay.
means Jen will be the previous one. So Jen, you'll add one more trait
Okay, the captain.
for the captain.
Is this is quality, right?
Yes.
Not trait.
Right.
And you have which ones do you have right now? You
Charismatic
have
and stubborn.
charismatic and stubborn. Okay. Oh, I mean, I'm the broken, so I kind of think I want to say that you're strict.
Love it.
Ooh.
I thought you were going to go haunted. I was like,
No, that's for me. That's my niche.
nice.
Interesting. I like it.
And who comes up with the look?
The person on your right comes up with a look, so that's me.
Yeah.
I think you have fashion of a bygone era. I think you, as the golden child, have some of your family's regalia that you always sort of wore. It was a previous generation, but held a lot of honor and a lot of responsibility with it. Sound good to you, Jason?
Yep, that sounds great.
Awesome.
Since I also have an old uniform made new again, is this actually like my father's uniform?
Yeah, I like that. I think it's your father's uniform, and I think which is like not standard at all anymore, but it's still regarded as okay. Like
my father was a rear admiral, and you can see where the pips have been removed.
little blanks, little dots. Love it.
So I believe the next up is the veteran.
Yeah.
All right. Well, while the people may know you as the captain that like saved the day, when the action cam shots were being shot, they were on Quartz. The big giant battle that like Quartz where Quartz was like literally like leaping through space, like took one breath on one warp bubble and like leapt through and like was about to be torn apart. That was that shot has been replayed a billion times. Quartz was also shot in the spine with a blaster in that heroic leap, and now uses a hover chair and but like hams up on the regs their heroic action shot in the battle. It's been played billions of times. They're a holo vid star, but like very B listed. Typically they're known because they'll be pulled on talk shows, and every time they're pulled on talk shows, they are asked to relive war stories. They've got tons of them. They could tell you like war stories for ages. They've been serving forever, and they really are good at hamming them up. So yes, Quartz's qualities are that they are disabled and they're experienced. And my look is I have a scar with an unbelievable story. I think that scar it's got to be some sort of facial scar. Maybe we'll figure out. Those are good ones. They're always super visible. And an easy wink. That was kind of like sign off the shows with an easy wink. So Jamie, you get to give me another quality.
Yeah. Let's see. Disabled, experience. I'm going to say that you are also I think I'm gonna say you're weary. Like you don't want to show it to other people, but like you're getting on and it's getting harder and you're pushing yourself really hard. How does that feel? Like
I mean that I almost took that trait myself. It feels perfect. I think it's impossible at this point for quartz to live up to their former their
Exactly.
legend. Even
Yeah.
when they were in their fit prime, they couldn't live up to the legend because their legend has just grown way beyond what was ever true. And so so they're very wary of it all. And Jason, you get to pick another element of my look.
I think you have a sad smile.
Oh, an easy wink and a sad smile.
Oh dang.
I think it's probably telling that I smile very infrequently. I'm like, I have like a knowing wink, but like, yeah, it's very rare to get a smile.
Oh no, because when you smile, that's what it shows, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
I
everything
feel
you've
it's
been
a
hiding.
bittersweet kind of
Yeah.
smile. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
no.
Love it. All right, Jamie, you're up with the Reformed.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna just say real quick. I saw in private, Jen's asking if they can.
Yeah,
pick
sorry.
something. Yeah. No worries. It's totally cool.
Yeah, I was looking at the veteran list of qualities for Soren, but really under the captain, I would rather pick demanding.
Demanding is good.
Yeah.
Thank
love it.
you.
I'm so excited to meet the broken. Look after this. Okay, so yeah, I'm playing the Reformed, and so basically the whole thing about the Reformed is that they used to be one of the enemies, right? So, and they betrayed that enemy to help the captain and the crew, and then the captain walked away from me, and I've been on the run ever since all these years, while the captain's been teaching at the academy, like just having an okay time, no resentment, totally okay with it. Okay, so. My Reform's name is Sentinel because they're people, they don't really have names. They're just assigned like what they do, how they serve people, and people are just supposed to understand like individuality is not really a thing. And Sentinel's pronouns are they, them, and their qualities are they are guilty over what they did. They're guilty for betraying their people. They're guilty for what they had to do, but what it cost them. And their second quality is that they're merciless because in order for them to do what they did, there had to be a part of them that was incapable of showing mercy. And their look is, I'm going to be honest, I'm just going to steal the Reformed look that Adrian did an amazing job of bringing to life in the cover, because basically I was like, can I have the child of Tali and Legion from Mass Effect become a character mixed with Adrian's OC original character, which is super awesome. So anyway, they have intimidating cybernetic implants, like these huge cables that like connect to the sniper rifle that they use. And the evidence of their years on the run, their people are not meant to exist this long outside of their space. So they have to have like this huge, like, I think like they're mostly gaseous people actually. Like, so all the limbs and stuff are robotic. If you remove the helmet, they're sort of like, they can take on a physical form. I still want to kiss, okay? But they have to concentrate in order to do it. So, but yeah, so I'm gonna ask Sean, I forgot what we agreed on, what is right and left.
I am your left. I think I might have screwed it up, honestly. I think I am your left, and Dennis, you're right.
Right. So you're going to choose one of my qualities. Is that right? Yeah.
That is correct.
Cool.
And the Reform. So the qualities you have right now are guilty and merciless.
Mm-hmm.
You're yearning. Super yearning.
Oh my gosh, I was going to pick that, Sean.
I was like, my eyes just fell on it, and I was like, I don't need, like so many of Jamie's games, I don't actually need, it's really bad because I won't read them because I see the first thing, I'm like, that's it. I'll just do that. I don't need to look any further. And then I'm like, I should really know. Apocalypse Keys, I never read past the summon. That was the first playbook. Sold. Good.
Yeah.
What I want.
Yeah.
So,
oh my gosh.
Same here.
Oh, Jen mentioned in the Jen, yeah, a kissing mist. Yes, that is who I am. A mist full of kisses.
Just imagine that like this gaseous mist forming and your lips wetting as it.
You just form the lips. Like, you don't really like solidify too much.
There is a scene in DS9 where
Ooh.
Odo and Kira are doing a thing. I'm getting those vibes.
100%. I love it. I love it. Okay, so I put in yearning, and then that means, Jen, you get to choose one aspect of my look.
Yeah, I think you have 1,000-yard stare.
Ooh.
Is what's going on.
Nice, nice. Perfect, perfect. That sort of like glows from behind the helmet, right? That's very menacing and super hot. Anyway. just advertising and putting myself out there. Oh yeah, I forgot. I mentioned it before the stream, but like part of the reason I betrayed my people is because I fell in love with the captain, who then left me. I've been on the run. Okay. And then next, Jen, tell us about the Broken.
Yeah, so I'm playing the Broken, whose name is Jaskara Jadadin. Just Jaskara is fine. Yeah, I'm a little bitter, a little salty about being abandoned and whatnot. My qualities are brooding and gifted. My look is intricate tattoos that cover almost every inch of skin and hair pulled up in a complicated fashion.
So I'm torn between sardonic and bitter.
Well, I think you don't have to make that decision because I'm pretty sure Jamie is going to choose the quality and you're going to choose the look.
No, I haven't chosen a quality yet.
Ooh, yeah. Is it supposed to loop to the captain?
Yeah.
Like,
everyone's supposed to choose one quality and one look.
Yes, I think that's because I got it backwards. We could do it backwards for Jen as well.
So the quality is bitter or sardonic. So which do we want to go with?
I mean, I almost picked bitter personally, but
bitter sounds strong.
Yeah.
Let's go with bitter.
Yeah.
Oh, sardonic. They're all good. They're all good options is the thing.
And Jamie, then that means you're going to pick the aspect of the look.
Ooh, yeah. So we have the tattoos. Love that choice for you. And the hair. So I'm going to choose... I kind of like the idea of a wound that won't heal.
Okay.
Right? Like, is there something going on? Like, is it a psionic thing? Is it something? I feel like it had to have happened during that event, right?
Yeah.
Because we did shift around time, well, not timelines. We're not going to go there.
Yeah, thank you.
But we messed around with the metaphysics of things, right? So did it like wound you or scar you in some way and it won't heal now?
Yeah, I think maybe I was like exposed to some sort of weird radiation in the charges that we set in the gates. And I got a wound after being exposed and it just won't heal. It just will never heal.
They've given you all this medical treatment. They've tried a zillion things.
And it's like it's stable-ish. But I actually think that it's like a laceration like right on top of my shoulder. So like it's fine if I want like a dumb day job typing, but if I want to see any action at all, it's like, oh well, tear it open again.
Ooh, I like it.
I think I've gotten used to just stitching myself up.
Over and over again. Yeah, I want to say like the reason why you have it is because if the captain had stuck to the time, right? If they had hit the timing perfectly, then it wouldn't have happened, right? And you trusted them.
My first mistake.
So good.
Let it not be your last. Wait, or may it be your last? Never mind.
Awesome. Okay, all right. So we have our characters. Am I playing the game properly? I think, we have our characters. Now we're going to actually go to the recruitment vignette. So let me I'm trying to figure out what page it is. It's
in the or 15
4041.
Oh.
Ooh. Yeah, but in the in the PDF thingy, it's like, that's right. 2021 of the PDF, and then. But yeah, so the recruitment vignette, the captain called and we answered. So, so it's the next one after this, Sean, because this is the recruitment montage. It's the full-on version, right? So normally, if you have enough time, each person gets to have their own scene, right? But because this is like a one-shot version.
Got it.
It's
Recruitment vignette. Thank you.
Yeah. No worries. So the captain called and we answered. So the setup for this is before the story begins, the captain must recruit the members of the crew for one last mission together. Everyone plays. You will need a deck of cards. I do have a link in the character keeper that everyone can get to later, but we won't need it until the end of the game, of this mini game. So, tokens to play. So, conducting the vignette, each player refers to their vignette section, answer the questions freely. Reminders, keep the vignettes brief but evocative, answer the questions, and set up interesting things we can explore in other games. And after the vignette, when all crew members are recruited, the game begins in earnest. Take turns and choose other games as normal. We can only play Once More Into the Void once everyone has chosen one game to play, or we might shorten it for this one. Okay, so... let's go in order. That means we're going to start with the veteran. So, veteran, if you could read out your little section over there.
The veteran
is at their old hideout. The captain, tell us what this old hideout looks like. Well, I think in the good old days, if this is fine with everyone, I think that we had our friendly bar that we had gone to, and it was where we celebrated every great mission, and Quartz is there alone.
That would be a rarity. Yeah, they are generally sort of surrounded by some small fan group to paparazzi thing. So maybe this is an escape for their.
Yeah, this is the escape.
Yeah.
Ooh, I could.
This is where they go to be alone, not to be bothered by their past. Love it. Perfect.
Nice. Perfect. All right, and so veteran, you have 2 questions to answer.
Yeah, veteran. What does the captain say to make you believe that you still have what it takes? Oh man. I think Quartz is not pleased to see Soren. Does not want to have any sort of tethers back to the old life, other than the fame. Captain, I think you promised me, whether it's true or not, that we're going to finish the job that we never did. We never finished. I was not ready to give up. I was not ready to surrender it, and because we didn't finish it, this problem that we could have finished back before is coming back to us. Jason, are you cool with that? You cool with making that promise?
Absolutely.
Awesome. We're gonna break both of these gates this time. We're gonna do it right. Veteran, what old weapon do you bring with you when you leave with the captain? Oh man, good question. What is? Okay. So when we cut to, when we've seen this like shot of Quartz all these times doing this this crazy leap, they're actually inside of a big circle. It looks like a giant chakram. Like it's a giant circle that they they have like grips on, and it's like got laser edges or whatnot. It's this monstrous thing, but because of tech, it can it can fold, and it kind of looks almost like Batleth like right now when it's only like 1/4 size. It's just sort of this bladed edge, and it's like there's like all these fake versions of it that are all like that are like sold in kids stores that just sort of like glow but don't actually do anything. And I think it's called the disc, and I think the disc, which don't have use of my legs anymore, is like not a practical weapon for Quartz to use anymore, because you had to it was hands and legs like standing inside this thing. I've seen people in like circus troops use these kind of like wheels they spin around and do all these cool tricks, but they didn't usually have like laser bladed edges on the edge, which course, is what it does. Yeah, and so like the compressed disc is like stuck inside of the hover chair, and there's like a sheath there for it, and I think it like comes off the wall because it hasn't been used in all these years.
Nice. Very cool, very cool. And then so we go to the next part of the vignette. So the Reformed. So the Reformed is on the run. Captain, tell us what is chasing down the Reformed.
There have been rumors and reports that the enemy is returning, which of course means that the Brass have dispatched agents, elite agents to capture Sentinel and extract as much intelligence as they can from them.
Nice.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Mm-hmm.
Oh, have I mentioned that the Brass doesn't know that I'm trying to go on this last mission?
Perfection.
Turns out the daughter of a rear admiral was in one of my classes and let it slip, and had assumed I was going to be assigned.
Perfect. I love it so much. Okay, and then I have a few questions to answer. Reformed, how does the captain intervene to give you a moment of respite? So I sort of see us like running through, like this is super like neon, like Hong Kong kind of vibe, right? Like it's raining because I want to glow in the dark with my helmet thing.
Of course you do.
And all my neon cables. Yes. Anyway, so as I'm running, there's like a crack and you can see the vapor like starting to escape, and I'm trying to focus and keep it together. I have the sniper rifle out. I think what happens is, Captain, you intervene because without me knowing it, you're able to still predict my movements. And this is something that we used to do, like when we had a system going on. Like I would lead them in, and then you would come up from behind and ambush them. Dual pistols drawn and all that.
Yep. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. So I take them down, perfectly non-lethally. This was actually one of my specialties of unarmed, incapacitating martial arts.
I like.
So I took them out. They'll be fine, but and walk up to Jamie as Sentinel.
Yeah, and I think because I'm merciless, there's a part of me that's like, even though we haven't seen each other in years, the first thing I say to you is like, you were always too soft, Soren. Should have just taken them out. They're going to come back, And I think, so the second thing is, Reformed, what promise does the captain make to ensure you can stop running? I think Sentinel is like really understandably like skeptical. So I think it's going to have to be a promise that you're going to get the whole crew together, because Sentinel doesn't believe in you per se, but Sentinel believes in everybody, right?
Right.
And so by this point you have Quartz. Oh my gosh, does Quartz show up behind you? Is that like so like,
yeah,
that's how I know.
I'm here for it. Yeah, I'm here for like the hover vehicle sort of coming out from the shadows. Yeah, get. I think in this case you might get that sad smile. Like you're like, I want to see everybody there, and Quartz shows up like, yep, here we are. Almost everyone.
Oh, nice. So that's a good time to cut to Jaskara. So
yeah, so I'm living in terrible conditions. The captain will tell me where they are.
So I think that you have been venting your anger and your rage in fighting pits, illegal fighting pits.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a dingy, like dilapidated building full of vermin, and it's pretty much just an excuse for you to commit extreme violence against
Egregious violence.
against usually jerks who whose egos force them to fight you, thinking, "Oh, look, she's broken. She's a has been.
Yeah.
It's fine. Like I
Yeah.
can totally take her."
Mm-hmm. That's what they all think.
So,
Okay.
Broken,
Yeah.
what do you say to cut the captain the deepest?
Yeah. So I'm not gonna say the actual words because it's late and my brain is tired. But the gist of it is, this whole mess is your fault. If you would have followed orders, we could still be on a ship doing missions, doing good, and your freaking ego or compassion or weakness or whatever it was is the reason why I'm here beating up assholes.
Oh, I like that.
Sorry.
Okay.
I've had a long time
Love
to be
it.
bitter about
And the captain doesn't respond, just nods and accepts.
Aww. Okay, so what does the captain offer me to convince me to follow them for now? I think it's actually just it's not a question of like righting a wrong or anything quite so noble. I think I'm just bored where I am and it's something to do. Yeah.
Ooh, hardcore.
Jaskara is messed up.
We
She's
might as
love
well
this
save the
show.
universe. I mean,
You
it's
know,
a Friday night.
I don't have better plans. I'll say that.
Love it.
Awesome. All right. And so now we get to the loyalty draw, right? So this is going to happen at the end of every minigame, where we draw to see like how much loyalty was gained in the scene. So we're using playingcards.io, which is a great online resource for this sort of thing. And so it can be a little fritzy. I recommend people drawing one card at a time instead of all of us grabbing from the deck at the same time. Yeah, and everyone draws a card. So let's go in order. Let's start with the captain.
All right.
Ooh.
So we have a 4 of diamonds.
Yeah. So on a 4, you take 1 token, right? And you decide to, keep the token or give it to someone if you like. So, because each token represents like how much loyalty you gathered. Like it represents like your heart opening, your willingness to change and forgive, right, and work together again. Okay, veteran, why don't you draw a card?
All right. So should I drag that 4 out of the way to get a card, or
Sure.
Okay. All right.
Feel
here
free.
we go. And I got an ace. Does it
Wow, there are only like 4 in the deck. So with an ace, reveal a painful truth about your shared past, or reveal how this moment could lead to tragedy. Take 1 token.
I think it's funny because Jen had a like Jaskara like said like if you'd only done what the what we were supposed to do, we'd all be free. And I think only the captain and Quartz knew that if we'd done what we were supposed to do, we would have been trapped. We would have all been dead because we would have blown up both gates and we would have been trapped inside that. It was a suicide mission. Like,
oh no.
And only the captain's first mate, which was the veteran Quartz, like we were the only two who knew that like there wasn't any getting out for us, and we were ready to do it. Like that was the plan, was that we were gonna go down with the ship.
The brass thought I chickened out of self-interest.
Mm-hmm.
No, I cared more about you.
Oh, if only I believed that. But I think it's maybe I could. Yeah. Is that okay with you, Jason? If
Totally fine.
Yeah. All right. So reveal painful truth about our shared past,
Awesome.
and reveal how this moment could lead to tragedy. I mean, I think the tragedy could be, I made you promise that we would go through with it, and that promise means I don't think we're making it through. Like, I don't think we're actually making it out. The tragedy could be if you complete the mission, the original mission. And I'll take one token.
Nice. You can decide to keep the token or give it to the captain as you like.
Oh yeah, Cap, you can totally have my token. Yeah.
So you can collect the tokens at the top of the character.
I call it a guilt token that you get right there.
I love it. That happens in almost no, it's happened in every game I played where someone goes, "This is your guilt token, Captain."
Nice.
I feel I have designed the game as intended. Okay. So then I will draw a card. I got a 10.
Oh, nice. That's the best result.
Dang. Yeah, I take 3 tokens because I'm yearning.
So much need.
So, Captain, I'll give you 1 and I'll take 2. Because my heart's, already like, no matter what I said in that like rain-soaked alley. There you go. Okay, Sarah Broken, you can also draw a card.
I got a 6.
That's 2 tokens.
Yep.
Neat. I'm gonna keep these tokens for myself. Sorry, folks.
No, that's totally fine, actually, because like just so that people are clear, when we go into the last mission, each of us has to face a challenge and we have to pay a certain number of tokens, right? Yeah. So it's actually best to like have this. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. This is a.
I think we're playing it right already.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, so now we get to choose any game that we'd like to play. I usually recommend that we go in like character keeper order just to keep it simple. So there is I need a better term than menu. It's not a menu, but there's like a collection of like suggested games for the quick version, which is the recruitment vignette, which we did, Just Like Old Times, A Battle to Prove Ourselves, Only One Shot to Make It Right, a training montage, Blowing Off Steam, A Night Out with the Crew, Who Do You Think You Are, a confrontation, The Last Time We Touched, Possible Intimacy, What We Once Were. I'm so sorry, we don't have that yet. It's just there, and this is a PDF in progress. Okay. I'm still working that video. Yeah, I Never Did Trust You, Possible Betrayal, and the final mission. So which ones would we... Captain, do you have an idea for which game you'd like to start us off with?
So I think that we don't currently have a ship.
Yeah.
Let's fix this.
Wish you would have told me that before.
We got to hijack one, right?
So Just Like Old Times.
Oh, nice.
We know where our old ship is.
Oh, that bucket of bolts.
Locked up in a junkyard where it belongs.
Yeah.
So Just Like Old Times. Choose one of the other players to be your partner in this battle against the enemy. So I think I am legally obliged to bring Descara along.
Legally obliged. Nothing legal about it.
So you're probably the only one who hasn't been dishonorably discharged.
Wow.
Amazing.
I mean, yeah. You weren't dishonorably discharged.
Technically not.
You were, yeah. So
let's
I'm just
say
supposed
don't
to.
look in my HR file.
So I'm just supposed to use some paperwork shenanigans. Is that what you're telling me?
Oh, no. Pure brutal violence.
Oh, excellent. I knew there was a reason why I said yes.
So, looking at this game, decide together how the two of you ended in this predicament. What about you has changed since we last saw you? So I think it's clear that Captain Soren's looking pretty sad. Like he's trying. Sorry, they're trying to look captainly, to move things along, trying to like fast talk their way onto the ship, and it's not working. You know, what with the professor physique. Which is why Jaskara is required to move things along.
Yeah, so the difference, what about me has changed since we last saw me, is like I've taken a shower and cleaned myself up. And I think I've actually stopped bothering to stitch my wound up. And I just use like a tape on it now. Like, you know, they have that like therapy tape or whatever. I just buy it by the case.
KT
it's more
tape.
convenient that way. Yeah, KT tape. Only it's holding my body together. No big deal.
So good, so good.
So yeah, instead of being like sweaty and bloodied and like, you know, in sort of tattered clothing, like I have, you know, like tactical pants and a tank top on, and like my hair is clean and stuff. Still wearing the same old scowl though.
Perfect. So I looked at Jaskara and I think Sentinel, why don't you choose a challenge?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna choose. Let's see. Oh, I like the second one. So one of you wants to show off and prove you've outgrown the other. It'll be too easy for the enemy to take advantage of your pride. So who do we think is like doing that particular challenge?
I feel like Jaskara. Oh, I guess it's your guys' call. I want to see Jaskara showing off. Just throw it out there.
I don't want the enemy to take advantage of my pride, though. Although I guess I would have a lot of pride in this situation. That's fine. I can do it.
But yeah, so you get to draw a card. This is one of the few games where we actively draw cards. But yeah, just to see how it goes.
Ace.
Is it red or black?
Red ace.
Ooh, nice. We give him a real show. Yes, so tell us what that looks like.
I mean, yeah, Jaskara does her thing, right?
Oh, totally.
And
take that token.
Probably even more so than we've seen her previously. Because she totally is showing off for the captain. Who she's not trying to impress the captain at all. That would be ridiculous. Yeah. What about the captain? How do you give him a real show?
I think that so I'm the bait.
Excellent.
So I effectively prod him into taking a swing, and that's your signal to do a fancy move. I'm guessing you like Aikido.
Sure.
The punch.
Yeah.
And just brutally take him down.
Yeah.
Jimmy, it says
I'm getting the vibe that I was security on your ship way back when.
Yes.
Love it.
No, you were the counselor.
You're saying Sean, sorry.
Jimmy, it says other players can jump in if they see opportunities.
Yeah.
Okay?
Are you gonna do it? Yeah, go.
I'm gonna jump in. I just want to add a detail if that's the spirit of this. There's a camera. There's a security camera showing all of this, And when we cut to the security kiosk, the Quartz is signing an autograph for the security guard who's looking at them instead of looking at the camera. And it's like,
Yes.
oh yeah, I was just here visiting, happy to do the thing. And they totally have their back to the security camera where we're watching all this mayhem happening. That's
Perfect.
Just a little.
Love it.
I love it so much. All right, and then, but yeah, and so but still technically, right? So that means since everybody's joined in, I get to also choose the next one. Is that right?
I think so.
Yeah.
The other players connect. Yeah, I don't know if that was me becoming part of the conflict or just adding flavor to it. I'm happy either way. But yeah, if you want to.
Yeah. Actually, I'm cool with you just adding flavor, and then if you want to jump in for real, then that's totally cool. Yeah. So Sean, you get to choose either a challenge or a vulnerability.
Tell the crew member to choose. Tell the crew member to choose vulnerability. Let's take a look at. All right. So I'm choosing. I'm going to choose a vulnerability. And do I pick which vulnerability it is?
Oh yeah, you just ask either because technically Jaskara did this last time, so you can ask Captain Soren to choose. Like you can offer the vulnerability or choose it for them.
Okay. I think. I feel like I don't think like the ship was like super well guarded. So I think the enemy announces an offer. One of us can't refuse. I think that there's, and again, Jeremy, tell me if I'm narrating this correctly, but I think that there is it's kind of like a historian, archivist, someone who is like a huge, like, ship nerd that is, that happens to be on the ship, like downloading the old data archives for preservation. And they are like, they've got their hand on the alert that's going to like shut down the whole flight deck and everything like that. Like they can absolutely cause like way more reinforcements to arrive. But they'll totally let you go as long as they can come. And this is a civilian. They're not a crew member. They're not equipped to go on this mission at all. But they're super fanboy of the ship and its history and all this stuff, and they want to see it in action. And it's deal with like the all the security arriving in a few seconds, or let Helix. Let Helix come with you on this.
I feel like Helix is like a bird type of alien, right? Like this huge beak and like these like huge eyes, and they're like, I'll do it. Like they have the hand on the thing. So do we want to ask Captain Soren to like make the choice?
Yeah, you have to choose, right?
I'm struggling because on one hand, I've been so starved for this kind of faith in me.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I can be a hero again. And then my mind flashes back to what only myself and Quartz know, that this will be a suicide mission. And I can't get this bird kid murdered. Like, the kid's too young, has a full life in front of them.
If you want to abdicate deciding, Jaskara will just make a decision for you.
Oh, no, I'm well, of course. Come with me. I'll take you over to the secret war room that we've got. And I escort them to the hatch, clock them, and throw them out the airlock. We're docked. Like, we're not in space.
No.
I just put them out, feeling really terrible about it, but it's for their own good.
Right. So I take that as you're taking them out quietly, but you suspect that you wanted to accept, right?
Yeah.
I think, but Jaskara sees that, right? Jaskara sees
Mhm.
that moment of like wanting to keep Helix.
You didn't
Frankly,
murder them?
I'm surprised that he had the guts to. They had the guts to knock the kid out. Honestly.
There's like a squawk as they like hit the ground. Perfect. All right.
Flutter,
And then
feathers fluttering.
So who gets the token?
Murderers.
Is it me or is it Quartz?
ooh, so you chose so you take the token.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. And then like I'm conducting the fight on your turn. 4 turns, so we have like 2 more of these. I'm gonna ask Jaskara to. I want to see a vulnerability from Jaskara. Yeah. Ooh. I want you to like, so after Helix is taken care of, I'm looking at the enemy gives it their all and unleashes their secret weapon, right? So
Okay.
so out the airlock, and then also droom, like all the alarms go off on the ship, right?
Yeah.
And then the secret weapon is this new AI that was installed in the ship, right? That was not there previously.
Yeah.
Right, and they're taking control of the what's the term I'm looking for? The life.
Life support.
Yeah, exactly.
System?
Yeah, they're trying to just flush you out, right? Like just pull out all the
Yeah.
breathable oxygen in the air. And
I'm not having any of that.
There's
Nope.
a soothing masculine voice of like,
Felix totally could have told you about the new system. So.
this will only
Well,
take 30 seconds.
The thing about
Please stand
that
by.
is, I know exactly how to disarm it. It's not a problem. I think I curse a lot while doing so, and I'm like stabbing at a keyboard or glass panel or something. But I think I know exactly how to disarm it because what does it say? What else am I not telling you? I mean, I'm not telling you that like I tried to continue my career after we broke up, like our team, and I tried to serve on ships, and one of them had an AI similar to this, and that's how I know how to disarm it.
Nice.
Ooh, nice. I like that a lot. Yeah, so go ahead and take a token because you didn't share that information. Awesome.
Yeah. I sure did not.
All right, I'm gonna give you the challenge. I think this is blast off, right? The AI has been overcome. You've got the ship, but you're still in the docking yard, right? Like then they've got patrols and all kinds of stuff that could chase you down. But this is in flight, right? You've just got thrusters of lit and Helix is scampering away, and somebody's like, what? They look back to the security screen, startled. One of us wants to execute a complicated move. I think you had a way of breaking blockades that you've done in the past. You want to execute a complicated move that served you well in the past, but it's been a long time since you pulled this off. Why don't you draw a card, Captain?
Let's see how it goes. Ooh, is it an ace again?
No, that was Jen's
last
draw.
time. Wow, 2 aces? There are only 4 in the deck. Okay. Just taking note.
Jason, you want me to grab you a card, or you want to grab it? There we go.
Ooh, red. Ooh, nice.
So this is red, so you execute it perfectly. How's it look?
Oh, sorry, you're still muted, Jason.
You're muted.
Yeah, so I think the maneuver involves actually carefully moving the ship behind the drive plume of a larger vessel.
Nice.
And as we do this, the light reflects off of our hull in a strange way. So the ship almost glows red, red orange, like a phoenix taking flight. And a small kid, who's waking Helix up, looks up and actually sees this, and just goes, "Wow!"
Yeah, Helix is probably real excited too. Actually,
Yeah.
So like two wows.
Yeah.
Aw, I love it. I love it. Okay, and so that's the. So because we've chosen the 4 exchanges, we get to choose an ending, which we feel like summarizes. I feel like it's pretty clear which one it is, but
I think the captain takes a token as well from that
Oh, yeah.
red card.
Yeah. Well, one of you
Definitely.
takes a token, so I think it's
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, fair.
Jason gets to decide, right?
Yeah.
who do you think
I'll-
takes the token?
Yeah, I'll just take that token because reasons.
Taking
Nice,
a token.
Nice,
Right.
nice.
Don't know how to
Okay,
make that
so-
a song.
All right.
But yeah, so there are 4 endings to choose from. So you can totally like add another layer if you want, but I feel like it's the we win but just barely. But what do you all think? Like, is there a different ending you're interested in? An outcome of this?
I think the enemy could have won. Like, they could have fought.
They could have just destroyed the ship.
Yeah, they had that ability,
Oh.
and they let us go.
Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I think
So now
we
it's
see a
suspicious,
targeting
yeah.
computer. Like it's like we've got lock, and some like hand goes on a shoulder, and it's like, hold your fire. And,
Yep.
and yeah.
Oh my gosh. Can I say like they say this is all part of the plan?
Oh God!
Just to like really go in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep one upping if I can. I think the like lowly ensign that like doesn't hit the fire button is like, yes, Admiral.
Oh, nice. Perfect. So good. All right. And then so we have a loyalty draw at the end of all of this. So the captain draws a card.
all right. Sorry, I have way too many tabs open.
Yeah, the perpetual
Yeah, I'm trying
challenge
to
of
like
streaming.
juggle all of these on
Queen
screen
of Hearts.
and like
Ooh, Queen of Hearts. Introduce a complication. Gain 1 token if the complication leads to long-term consequences. Which I feel like we kind of set up, but yeah. What do you think, Captain?
So I think that Helix wasn't alone.
There's someone else on the ship.
There's somebody on the ship.
Yep.
nice.
Helix's best friend.
Is Helix's
Ooh.
best friend an AI that was on the ship? Like, is it possible that was Helix's like data algorithm gatherer or something like that? Or do you want a physical body?
I think a physical body who can,
Cool.
die brutally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think, so Helix is birdish, and I think his friend is more reptilian,
Nice.
but like newt person kind of thing, like cute,
Oh.
reptile boy, who just pokes his head into the cabin of who are you? And it's
Nice,
just
nice.
cut.
Nice.
Perfect. So go ahead and take your token. I definitely think that's gonna complicate things for sure. All right.
Cute
And
new
so so Sean, it's your turn to pick a game to play.
All right.
So-
I think I'm gonna pick only one shot to make it right, I feel like
Nice.
this is the training montage because from Quartz's perspective, we screwed this up the first time, right? Like we have to go, we have to destroy the ship that's got the hold of the weapon. We have to get into the gate. We have to finish the job. We have to be prepared for this. And so in Quartz's mind, this is a matter of like Sentinel revealing all of the secrets that I think you've been holding out on us up until now. Like, I think you only told us just enough to sort of survive, but not enough to like destroy your people. And this is like, if Sentinel is truly loyal to us and doesn't want to see our entire, society be destroyed, you've got to give us the goods, and we got to go off of that. We got to plan the assault on the ship, on your former ship. If that sounds cool to you. So yeah, setup. Everyone, I'll pull it up on stream, or at least that is what Quartz will say to Sentinel. If we're going to succeed, we need to know everything. Everyone plays. Everyone decides how they are training and what circumstances lead to the training. What about you has changed since we last saw you? During the montage, anyone may ask for details about the locations, relationships, or circumstances. So we go around the table. Each of us gets 2 turns. The one who has the most to prove the crew goes first. On your turn, choose a challenge you're facing, and who could help you or hinder you. Then answer freely. Yeah. So I think I will, just to kind of spice it up, I will start first. That way it'll go, if we go in character keep order, it'll go Quartz, Sentinel, Jaskara, Captain, right?
And it makes sense that you have the most to prove, right? Like that you still got it, veteran, right?
Yeah, absolutely. What about what's changed? What about you has changed since we last saw you? I think that what we see is a big billboard advertisement, and it's like a Zoolander eulogy of like the death of Quartz. But it's not because I'm dead. It's because in our space like celebrity series, like Quartz is retired from the, like, I missed a interview and there's a big like newscast like, why wasn't Quartz on Space Today? And then there's all this
Speculating, yeah.
Have they left the da-da-da-da-da-da? And Quartz's hover vehicle normally has a bunch of like hollow transmitters to like record them, and they're all like turned off. All the cameras like sad face, like Pixar style, like all of them are like turned down, and right. So that is what's changed since we last saw me. All right, so I will do the thing. I will choose a challenge, right? Choose challenge. Modify weapons. To train, we end up.
But yeah, take your time. Don't worry. It's an important part of the game is just like taking our time with our choices. So no worries.
Okay, I think I'm just sort of following on my original thought about what this scene would be when I had just read the short description of it. So I'm going to play into the challenge that sounds like that. I'm tempted to try and experiment. Tempted to decide something experimental and dangerous. Do you talk me out of it, or do you attempt to push me even further? Why? So
who are you asking? Yeah.
100% you, Sentinel. Like this is.
But yeah.
This is definitely it. So here's my theory. Here's Quartz's theory that is that the hybrid, like if your Sentinel, if your people have gained control over it with their ship, that must mean that there's a way that we can control it back. And I'm sort of imagining that thing where like 2 people both are holding onto a jump rope, and like one person can like, if they're both holding on the ends of a jump rope, one person can like snap the rope and make it like whip the other, but like the other one can like you can try, like I'm fathoming the idea is that we can like buck your ship out of the hyperspace lane. That'll leave them stranded in
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
only knows where? But if they're whipping the lane around, I think that we can get in there and cause a. Basically, we have to like fly right. We have to fly right through the eye of the lane. We have to weave it as it's like as it's curving around, and then we have to like invert our plasma coils to create a huge amount of friction that'll snap it out of their hands. And make them lose control of it and get bucked off of it. This is my side. But of course, this means like I think we know that this wave is whipping around, and we are going to go into it, and it's only you who understands the technology of how they're doing it. I need you to help me with the calculation
Ooh.
so we can fly right into it. Because if we come at anything but a perfect angle, we'll be sheared by the hyperspace lane, like everything else it's shearing, and we'll be ripped apart into nothing. So this is my experimental and dangerous thing of like, can we ride the out of control hyperspace lane? Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I need your calculations. And even though you're captain, I think Quartz is going to be on the helm for this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be, doing the piloting. So
Yeah. So you know what? I don't talk you out of it. I push you even further. I look at the calculations and I say, Quartz, I don't remember you being this conservative with your estimations. You don't think we still have it. And I'm telling you we do. Right. And so I start inputting like the calculations, like making the band even narrower for like accuracy, but increasing the output and making sure that once we push them, like once we go back into the recoil, it'll also disable their weapons, disable like everything that they have. Right?
It'll overwhelm their circuitry.
Yeah. Exactly. And I turn to you and I say, Quartz, if we're gonna make it, you can't underestimate us, and you can't underestimate yourself.
I say, do you know? And I like have this like this weary look where it occurs to me that maybe even if you weren't told what was going to happen, that maybe you figured it out anyway. It occurs to me that like maybe we all know, even if we technically didn't know, we all kind of sense that this may be a one-way trip. And I say, are you willing to? I say that Soren's already betrayed you once. Are you willing to give up everything for another chance, another shot to win them over? Because I fully believe that you're here to try and rekindle that.
Oh yeah,
Yes, I want to take advantage of learn your true feelings.
Yeah. I think so there's a shot of like the captain over there, training, like being super hot, right? And I look over and I look back at you, and I say, this isn't about the captain. This is about doing what's right, and this is about making amends. I say that, but you can see like the mist underneath the helmet is like it's like going crazy underneath it, right? So I'm being very obvious that I'm not being truthful here, right? Perfect.
And and with the the big old scar across Quartz's eye, they give you that easy wink. Gotcha.
Nice.
Cool.
Absolutely. If I could, the mist blushes under the helmet. So it turns into this bright pink, into the purple. And then the next person gets to choose. We'll go in character cube order, like you said, just so it's easy.
I think that's you.
Me. Yeah. I'm gonna choose. Let's see. Ooh. I'm gonna choose the broken. Like we're gonna spar, right? Because I know that you've been learning stuff over the years, right? So I'm choosing. As we fight, I accidentally reveal that I know more about the enemy than I should, right? Like even though this is worrying because I've been on the run and supposedly have not had contact with them. So, And do you confront me and demand answers, or pretend nothing happened? Why? So I think we're like sparring back and forth, and then I say things like, no. With the new protocols that they have in place, there's no way that this is going to work.
And as you're saying these things, I'm fighting harder, and I'm getting like visibly more angry. And I think we sort of trade blows back and forth a few times, and you, like, I say something about how we have to do it this way, and you're like, nope, we got to do it this other way. And I get mad, and finally I think, if it's cool with you, like I like hit you down, right? Like I knock you down, and I demand answers. Like, how the hell do you know all this now? What have you been doing the last 10 years? And I think like I'm kind of...
Jen, your audio just cut out for me. Is everyone else hearing Jen?
Yeah, it just cut out. Weird. Just exactly that exciting moment when you threw me out.
You're like, I'm just... and it was like... And I was like, no, Jen's audio. Being rude.
Is it? Can you hear me?
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah. It's good now.
Okay.
Say the last part again.
Yeah.
No, I just, I you know, as I knock you down, I just sort of lean over you, and I'm like, how do you know this?
Yeah. And I think like let's just ramp up the tension, right? Like I pull you closer, like by the shoulder, not on the wound, right, but close to it.
Yeah.
Right. And I pull you closer to me until like we're like helmet to like face. And I say, I've been doing whatever it takes to get stronger. I know we only have one shot at this, and I'm going to do whatever it takes. Are you?
And I'm like, I think my gaze just like narrows, and I don't answer because I feel like my face is answering for me.
Oh, I like the idea. Like maybe the radioactivity starts to flare up, right? In the wound in that moment. That's the answer, right? So badass. That's very hot. So. Okay, and then that means, oh wow, this has been flowing really well. So next is the broken, right? Chooses.
Oh, it's me. Yeah.
Right. Or I can pretend I did that on purpose, right? Anyway.
No, this is great. This is perfect. Okay. So the things that I can choose, either things that are sort of blue purple or things that are on the white background. Yes.
Yeah. I just did that so that it's easier to tell the difference. But thanks for that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. I thought the ones in white were like the follow-up questions to the ones in purple.
Oh, I will note that. I will take note of that.
Okay, because I was like, I'm tempted to try something experimental. I try to focus on my training. That's how I read that, which is cool. It worked, but yeah. Okay, so those are all separate options. Good.
Yeah. But I'll note. Yeah, because like it's hard for me if it's just all text.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah.
Yeah. I think, Sean, I think that I want to be sparring with Quartz, but I'm sort of torn between I ask you to spar and I go harder than I intended, or I pull back during training scared of what I'm capable of. Is either one of those more interesting to you?
I think, let's see, which one is I pull back during training?
Oh, the fourth one.
The fourth one. Yeah. Wow. My eyes are just terrible. Do you come push me over the edge harshly? I mean, I think Quartz imagines most people pity them at this point. So, or not pity them, but certainly don't think that, like, I think the fans love Quartz's war stories, but no one really actually expects Quartz to like get out there and brawl again. So I imagine I think for me, the choice is, do you also sort of believe that Quartz doesn't have it in them anymore and they're thus hold back, or do you want to like see if I still got it and thus push harder?
I think I want to see if you still got it.
Nice.
Yeah, because I've seen you on TV and like I don't like what I've seen on TV. You've been hamming it up for the cams.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, we can read that. Yikes. I
Yeah.
like it. So
Yeah.
we'll go with the first one then.
Yeah, so I ask you to spar and I go harder than I intended. Do you keep up with me and disarm me, humiliating me, or do you take the worst of it, leaving me guilty? And why?
Nice. I don't think, have I described Quartz physically?
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I talked about their scar, but like that's
Right,
it.
right.
So I'm deciding this arbitrarily that Quartz is like looks something along the lines of like Groot, but if Groot was made of rocks, maybe like Taika Waititi's character in Thor Ragnarok. Like Quartz looks like all these jagged rocks stuck together,
Nice.
and the scar is like the scar is like this. What are the gemstone? What are the rocks that have cool crystals on the inside?
Geodes.
Yeah, the star is like this
Nice,
red
nice.
glowing geode inside that
Whoa.
is revealed. Or maybe actually, in light of this game, let's call it a purple geode. Just to like
Yeah.
stick with
Nice.
the color
Yes.
theming there.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. Cause yeah, let's be spacey. Forget humans. You know, I don't need to. I don't need to do any of this human nonsense. I mean, I take the worst of it, leaving me guilty. I think Quartz is fighting on their hover chair, and it's like fighting cavalry where you realize like, well, they're pretty dangerous up there when they're on that chair, but like you can roll underneath it and like rip a fuel line, like rip a thruster control out, and suddenly it's easy to fight dirty with them, and I think even after like that's done, Quartz keeps fighting, but I think you whoop the crap out of them, like that, like the training isn't over, and why do they take the worst of it? They sense that you kind of believe in them a little more than other people do, and they really want to live up to it. But in this moment, they fail.
I've been fighting dirty for a while. Really,
Yeah.
it's not your fault.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's a lot of personal. It's a lot of personal pride, toxicity locked up, and like I gotta show you, I gotta prove myself to you, and I just think you end up kind of having to beat me up like someone who's not a worthy opponent by the end, and it's kind
And maybe I've been a little jealous of your fame, and that leaks through a little bit. Yeah.
But yeah, I think my hover vehicle like ends up crashing.
Oh my gosh!
And
Can I
biffing.
suggest Jaskara that like Quartz has a catchphrase and you say it as you like take them
Yeah.
out?
Oh yeah. I think it was the phrase I said when I was like flying in the disc, and it's something like about cutting or something like that. Like
the best blades cut like what's the cut both ways maybe.
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah. That's perfect. I love it. The best blades cut both ways, and I think, yeah, maybe as you're cutting the fuel line or cutting me, whichever. I don't know, whatever you think is.
So good. Awesome. All right, and then Captain, you get to choose as part of the training montage.
Oh, this is so hard because I've got a couple really nice ones.
Well, we get to choose two each, so we'll go around
that's
again.
Fair.
Oh right,
all of this drama is going on. I'm actually trying to train Newton. I'm training him on. So here's how to use a gun. Like, use two hands because your hands are very small. And I'm training him to, basic target practice. But I'm distracted looking at Sentinel, and things go... There's very much a like Newton. Am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? Yeah, kid. Yeah. As I'm looking at Sentinel, and
Also,
there's
also.
a like loving gaze, then just tears the gaze away and tries to help the kid, but then the gaze turns back. So, do you take advantage to learn my true feelings, or do you pointedly ignore me, and why?
I think you know what? I'm gonna say like I'm about to walk over and do something, but I see Quartz look at me and what Quartz asked earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I pointedly I pointedly ignore you, and like pick up Quartz off because this is happening all at the same time, right? I pick
Yeah,
up
yeah,
Quartz off the floor, and look at Jaskara, but I definitely I don't want to ask because if you say something, Captain, I'm going to buckle. And I can't afford to do that right now. I have to stay focused on the mission, right? Which is not going to happen. I'm just saying that now.
Oh yeah, of course.
yeah.
But in this moment, I'm trying my best. And I pick up Quartz and I say, what did I say about underestimating ourselves and underestimating our feelings? I say, like, just to put that out there. Like,
And there's just a ringing as one of the lights goes out, as Newton accidentally shot a light.
Nice.
Let's stop with the firearms for now, kid.
and the AI comes in, like turning on the emergency lights and being overly helpful, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, are we good for another round of choices?
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so veteran, which one do you choose to continue
I'm
the recruitment?
so torn
sorry,
because
training
on one hand, I want to say I modify my weapons. I want to say like I attach the disc to my hover chair, so it goes. So instead of me like using my hands and legs, it goes around. Like that is super cool on the sci-fi techie thing. But A, we already had a scene together before Sentinel, and B, like I really want to rub something into the captain. So if we might get a chance to do that. If not, oh well. I've thrown out the kernel of the idea. As we're I think now like in the hyperspace lane because we made it. Sentinel did the calculations right, and we're like in it and we're riding it. And Captain, you and I are at the helm, and you're like normally you would sit back, but like you're right up, standing like right over my shoulder, and we're literally like whipping around. Like the budget here is great because it's kind of like lens flary, like we're in the hyperspace lane, but like you can tell there's different qualities based on the coloration of it, and we're like whipping along, and we're doing just fine. But something about this feels like old times. Do you happily start talking to me about past me, or do you open up old wounds? Why? And I think as I'm navigating, I'm like, are we going to? You think the core jettison trick is going to work again, Captain? And like it's something we've done in the past. Maybe the last time we did this, but it was something we've done that I don't know, maybe had a real bad outcome last time.
Oh, I mean, if anyone could pull that off, it's you. I mean, you're just as hotshot a pilot as ever.
Yeah, I think Quartz is like probes a little more, seeing if this is just like if this is just lens flare plus bisexual lighting. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. Thank you, Ryochi. I mean, lots of pinks and purples, like, and of course somehow it's permeating onto us, like it's coming through the screen, and we're being lit by it. Yeah.
And as we're piloting, I actually lean forward.
Yeah.
To whisper in your ear. Do they know?
And I think we can see in like the reflection, we can see Jeskara and Sentinel like one of you is like trying to take the gun away from Newton carefully, so that he doesn't accidentally shoot anybody, right? And
so it's like, do they know this is a one-way trip?
Yeah. I understood what you meant.
Okay.
Yeah, I totally got it. I'm just like looking back to make sure that they're distracted, and I say Jeskara doesn't know. Sentinel knows, or Sentinel would know if they could bring themselves to believe it. Yeah.
Pat you on the shoulder.
Nice.
Thank you, my friend.
Love it.
So good. Very good. All right, and then I'm gonna choose one to. Oh my gosh, I got so carried away at that moment. I forgot it was my turn. Yeah. So I'm gonna choose. Let's see. You know what? I'm gonna say that I see what's going on with our boy Newton, right? And like I'm being merciless here. Like I'm really like forcing Newton to like, do that horrible thing where you have to take apart a weapon and put it back again in like a few seconds. Yeah. And I'm just making Newton go through it over and over and over again. And I think the captain comes in and tries to make it less, less harsh. And I think I'm gonna choose. I'm about to slip up badly and will embarrass myself in front of the crew, right? Because you see me like I get upset, I like grab the gun, right, and I start like putting it. But you can see like I'm distracted, right? I'm not doing it properly. So let's see. Whoops.
Jenny, can I throw another? This is a little more sensitive and
sure.
rejective, but Newton has this like young rookie, rough, like green around the edges, like vibe that we have given them.
Mm-hmm.
If you're merciless, do you think the way you might embarrass yourself is by like clearly like chastising him way too hard or like expecting something out of him that's going to get him hurt? Like I could see you really being the like not model parental figure here of like losing your temper. Not that this is your child, but like, does that?
Yeah. Because I reflect how my people would talk to each other, right? Like that kind of harshness. Because I'm really gonna steal wholesale from Dragon Age here. Like we didn't have families, we didn't have parents, right? It was always training since we were old enough to be able to understand the words. Yeah. So, Captain, do you let me do it, embarrass myself, or do you embarrass yourself first to distract everyone? Why?
So I clearly so I wander on up. Don't worry, kid. This is hard. I mean, I still can't put my blaster together, even when I'm sober. And then I realize I said that.
Oh no! Yeah, there's this moment where everyone is like,
Pin drop.
Yeah. Except I know what you did, right? And I clearly see how you were like. I looked down at the gun, and I looked down at, and I realized what I was about to say, and I think like I just like storm off, right? I just like walk away, and I say like, we're not here to play at heroes. We're here to be heroes.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm like, but of course, once again, there's that boiling storm of mist underneath the helmet. Yeah. Okay. So Broken, you get to choose.
Yeah. So I think I crank the simulation routine way past the recommended level of safety and charge right in. I think with the captain, actually, if that's cool with you, Jason. Do you force the simulation to stop, drawing my anger, or do you go in with me and save me from myself, and why?
Oh, I definitely go in with you.
Nice.
Dig it.
Because I can't cut anymore. Like cutting and running is not an option.
Yeah.
So what kind of simulation are we doing here?
I mean, I was envisioning like physical fighting, but it could be like shooting on a holodeck course or something.
Yeah.
Right?
So clearly you set from training ammo to live fire.
I mean, it's not really training unless you're using live fire.
Exactly. So we wind up back to back, carefully moving around, shooting the targets, and I actually see there's one shot that was going to be going for the side of your head that you didn't notice.
Okay.
So I shove you out of the way so that it hits me in the shoulder.
Oh, dang.
Can we say it's the same area where?
Oh yeah. Oh totally.
Just
Oh, of
Kara's
course.
wound is
Naturally.
just to like
Naturally.
go cut him back and forth between.
And with my other hand, shoot the last remaining
Nice.
target.
Yeah.
The one who had shot me.
Yeah.
Good work.
You all right?
Yep. Never better.
You need some stitches? Pretty good at them.
I bet. Yeah, I think we just cut there.
Yeah.
Nice. Very good. Yeah, and I think so one more, is that right?
Wait,
Captain? 'Cause
there's
Captain
Yeah, Jason
one
gets
more.
one scene.
Yeah, go.
So, I think, 20 minutes later, once I'm stitched up, I wind up moving in to do a final physical training sim with Sentinel. And as we train, we end up in a compromising position. Our body's too close and our heart's even closer. So it's unarmed wrestling kind of thing. And in the process, your helmet is actually pressed on my chest and my heartbeat is resonating, like conducted through the helmet. And you flash back to that other time.
Is it like Mass Effect 2, right?
A very different kind of wrestling.
Oh my gosh, it was a different time. It was a long time ago.
So, do you give in or do you pull away? Why?
Yeah, I think I can. I'm yearning. There's only so much I could resist, right? So
I mean, you just keep tempting.
yeah, it's too much. And so I think what happens is like the robotic suit I'm in actually responds to my thoughts, right? Especially if they're too loud. And so before I can fully acknowledge what's going on, the helmet just like releases and it like pops off, and then the mist starts to form into a face, right? And they're like these glowing lines that like outline what the face is as it becomes more and more solid. And yeah, absolutely. I'm going to give in, and I'm going to say, just this doesn't change anything. Just this one time.
I've missed you.
And
I breathe you in just a little.
I'm so glad I muted. I was screaming behind me.
We've already established that this is the corporeal and gaseous equivalent of a kiss.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And I think I say, not as much as I've missed you. Yeah, so I think that's like a... I've gotten like 3 squeak squawks out of it, and 2 were behind the mute, so we're okay. Oh no, Jen in the chat said,
as I've missed you, Jen. Oh my goodness. That's no good can come of this.
Yep.
This is building up to tragedy. Okay, so we all make the loyalty draw. As always, in this one, all players draw a card, because with this particular game, yeah. So let's take turns again. We can start with the veteran this time.
All right, sounds good. Just move some cards out of the way. I got a 4, so I get 1 token, and I can keep that or give it away. I'll give it to Jaskara to remember that scuffle we had.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Perfect. And I will...
you're next, Jerry.
Yeah, I'll grab this one. A 6. So, yeah, 2 tokens. I'm going to... Oh, there's so many good moments. I'm going to keep them both because I'm really believing in the captain right now. So, yeah. Tragedy. Okay, I'm keeping the both of them.
Nice.
Am I going next? Is that what's happening?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Sorry. Forgot to say.
I got a 4, which means 1 token.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't see your 4. Where is it?
Underneath the 7.
Underneath the 7.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, weird. My screen looks totally different from yours.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay.
Hang on. Let me refresh. Hang on.
Sure. No worries. Let me also double check.
Weird.
And then it turns out, yeah.
You want me to draw again?
Yeah, why don't you, just so we're all using the same. All right, so I see you drawing a 5. There.
Yes, I got a 5. So that's 2 tokens.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep 1, and I'm going to give 1 to Quartz.
Alrighty.
Oh my gosh, Quartz, is this your first token?
The first token, yeah.
Dang. Oh no. Okay.
All right. And a queen. So the enemy, they have this general kind of hive mind where they mix gases, and that's how they are able to bond to each other and communicate. But I breathed a little bit too deeply, and now it's not telepathy, but it's empathy, and it's almost a sensate emotional bleed through. So our emotions are bleeding into each other.
It's terrible, and I love it.
Yep.
There's still a little bit of Sentinel's Mist in you. You know that just.
It's actually going through my eyes.
Yeah, nice. Right.
And naturally enough, this means that Sentinel gets that token.
Oh no. Oh my
You
gosh.
get such a dirty look
Oh.
when you get such a dirty look from Quartz when they see your eyes glowing like that.
It's like the equivalent of like a hickey or like the walk of shame.
Exactly, it's totally the hickey.
Like we know what happened. Oh, I love it. Okay.
That sounds so good. Should we take a break now?
Yes.
Since that
Yeah. We're
awesome.
about halfway